Welcome back. It's time to get interactive, and Miss Ture is in the house. I like your colors today.
Thank you.
Are they African prints?
They are.
Oh, they look nice.
They are. They're actually from Woodin.
Lady in red.
Yes.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you, sir.
And your watch, and your ring, your bangle, and your hair. All right, so what's trending?
Your picture from yesterday is still trending in my
You shouldn't do that. I just remembered. But
God has been gracious to you, though.
That's me. That was 20 years
God
ago.
has been really gracious to you. At least you've worked hard to come this far.
What's trending?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was what I was getting into that. That you've worked hard to come this
trending?
far. The politicization of everything that happens in this country.
So I'm not trending.
From from water to electric to everything, and now to cocaine.
Cocaine, almighty cocaine.
I know.
There's been a lot of misreporting about it, though.
Exactly.
A lot of online websites are popping up with stories that are dead news. Actually, some as old as 2004.
2004 and stuff like that. And so sometimes you're thinking about mainstream media and social media and what it does, you know. And so I am glad that at least we have this show just to try and bridge the gap between what is happening, really happening on social media and also on mainstream media. So we're talking about that.
Let's hear you then.
So Ruby Na Anyele, I think Ruby Nyele, that's her name. Wow. The cocaine bust in the UK has been trending for some time now. And yesterday we heard that she actually thought that 12.5 kilograms weight bag she carried contained gold and not narcotics. Very believable, right? Well, I don't know whether I believe it or not, but I leave you to actually think about that. We learned that the bag was sent directly to her in the plane, and so it was not screened, and some people have been arrested in relation to the cocaine. A very quick look at the headlines for today, and I'm sure that they are actually on now. And one says Ruby Girl arrested, the second actually says cocaine scandal, 9 more arrested, and the final one that comes up says a parliament suspends sitting over cocaine saga. Amazing. And there's so many of these headlines also trending on social media, and Ghana's image is seriously at stake here. We all need serious introspection. But what did our honorable parliamentarians do in parliament? Take a look.
This 12 kilograms. Because this is 12 kilograms. How on earth can everyone carry this? Here on airport, and nobody look at the person. Because we got 2 kilograms, 10 kilograms. In a handbag. Because we got 10 kilograms in the handbag. I can assure you that in the minds of the people, Ghanaians, sticking cocaine on the majority will never stick.
So must everything be reduced to NDC and MPP? Must everything be politicized? I am Marian Ture, and welcome to today's JN Interactive.
Joy News Interactive is brought to you in association with
Surfline. It's about time.
JN Interactive is proudly supported by Surfline. Surfline, it's about time, and you don't want to miss the discussion today. Join us on social media, facebook.com/joynews on TV. Like our page first, comment on all the posts we put there. I'll share what you're sharing with the rest of the world. We're on Twitter. We tweet at Joy News on TV and at JN Interactive GH. You can send your emails, joynewsim at multitvworld.com. And our WhatsApp number, 0540109009. I am on social media at MNToure for Twitter and Instagram, and facebook.com/MarianToure official on Facebook. JN Interactive, as always, is where tech meets news to set the agenda. I wonder why Ghana in itself, our country Ghana, is so polarized. Seriously, if we don't take care, even the chicken we eat will be branded MPP or NDC. Our water too, and if the air were to be on sale, your guess is as good as mine. it may become crime for members of the NDC to even breathe the air for the members of the MPP. Where are we heading? Where are we going as a nation? Our most honorable members of Parliament debated the recent cocaine bust. And this is what it was really reduced to. Let's take this video blog.
How on earth can anybody carry this 12 kilograms? Because look at this is 12 kilograms. How on earth can anybody carry this? Do an effort and nobody look at the person. Because look at 2 kilograms, 10 kilograms in a handbag. Because look at 10 kilograms in a handbag. I can assure you that in the minds of the people, Ghanaians, sticking cocaine on the majority will never stick. Any honorable member was ever arrested with drugs. It's on the other side. If you want to go into political parties and personalities who have perhaps been indulged in this, we have known the wife and son of a speaker, who was involved in cocaine deals. With the greatest respect to all of you in this house, let us use the rules of the house. I want to suspend proceedings for 10 minutes. I want the leadership of both sides of the house. I want the leadership of both sides of the house to meet me in the speaker's lobby.
Wow, I believe they really deserve a really big applause. That's what they turned the cocaine issue into Parliament. Well, former MP for Lower Manya Krobo, Michael Tay Nyahunu, thinks otherwise, and I'm hoping that he's on the line right now so that he can help us understand. As a former parliamentarian himself, he's not very happy, and he would share with us why he is not happy and what he really would want done differently if he were still in the House. I'm sure that he's on the line now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm glad you're there. Thank you so much. How are you too?
By His grace, I'm doing very well.
I know you take exception to what is happening now. What exactly don't you like about this?
Indeed. Thank you very much. I was really disappointed with what happened in Parliament. Number one, I felt strongly that there was no respect for the Speaker, in a sense that if Honorable Nitu wanted to raise this issue, and he was called to the Speaker's chambers, and they had a gentleman discussion, and that he should not introduce this subject as at the time they are discussing the budget.
Right.
Therefore, they'll give him another chance to introduce the subject for discussion. And he flouted that discussion, or he jettisoned that gentleman's agreement that he had and brought it to the floor. I felt it was a disrespect for the Speaker and for the House. But number two, the subject matter that they were discussing was not related at all to the cocaine issue. I think they were discussing the budget, 2015 budget. And I don't see why he should pull a surprise or introduce a red herring at that time. Number three, all this notwithstanding, I felt that the way they handle it, I mean, they talk about the cocaine issue. I mean, it is a more serious issue than the way they treated it on the floor.
Right.
Because drug issue is something serious that produces a real menace in the country. And number one, all people who get involved, majority of them, we see them in the streets, we see whistleblower, a lot of them are in prison, the country frowns upon it. It brands the country differently, badly. It puts us in a wrong image or limelight. So when an issue like this comes up, it's not a matter of NDC or MPP. It's a matter that is bad and must be treated accordingly. I mean, everybody must come out to reject it. They must condemn the action totally, rather than attempting to or partitioning it and say, then it is your time. You are well noted for that, rather than us. These people say we are also trading accusations left and right. I felt it was really bad.
Really bad. But
and then you see, look at former MPs, they say, Amwating issue.
Right.
We are glorifying it. A criminal involved in cocaine issue was coming, and people were organized to receive him at the airport, and trumpeting his name as if he is coming something good. Does it show? Does it throw a different image about the country? we glorify criminals, or we are we like this cocaine business. In fact, I'll tell you, when a Martin case happened, I was going to the UK with one speaker I don't want to mention. We were subjected to a humiliating search. A very humiliating search indeed.
Right.
That when, even though I came and I was bitter about it, I felt ashamed to put it into the public domain.
Right.
So it is not something that should be joked with the way they handle it in Parliament. I am really disappointed, and I condemn it totally.
But if you were in Parliament right now, what would you have wanted them to do differently? How would you have wanted them to handle this?
I think majority of Ghanaians will agree with me that I would have handled it differently.
Okay.
I would have come from a very objective perspective. That is to condemn it outright, and not a matter of partitioning, say NPP time or NDC time. They say what is bad is bad, and if I was there, I would have also come up with a statement condemning it totally, irrespective of what the true leadership would say.
But
interestingly, I wasn't there.
You weren't there. Oh my God! But before you go, though, what suggestions do you have for Parliament?
Coming again.
What suggestions do you have for Parliament going forward? How they should handle such issues?
Number one, as a former parliamentarian, I just want them to tell, but I want to remind them that the society looks up to us.
Right.
In whatever they are doing in Parliament there, the society looks at them like the epitome of sanctity, and they must live according to that expectation. A cocaine issue like that should not be should not be discussed on a partisan basis. It should be very objective. And number two, the Speaker is the prefect of the House. So if they want people to respect Parliament, Parliament's authority, and the structures that are there, then they must respect the Speaker first. Then others will follow. Otherwise, if we drag Parliament to disrepute, we'll live to regret.
Mr. Michael Ted Nyahono, former MP, Lower Manya Krobo, thank you for your time on JN Interactive.
I'm most grateful, Mara.
You're welcome. We'll go for a quick break. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll be finding out what some of you have been talking to us about this. Thank you for staying on. You're still watching today's JN Interactive with me, Marian Ture, and we are talking about politicizing cocaine. Some constituents listen to the men and women they voted for to make laws for us in this country. I mean, our parliamentarians. And they have also shared their views. Let's take our next video blog.
We have been tackling this issue politically, and still the problem is still there. You see, this thing, it could be you or it could be me, by people selling cocaine to our children and destroying our future. So this time, we cannot handle this issue politically. What we should do is that we should be patriotic enough to smoke those people dealing with cocaine, smoke them out, for we to eradicate all these drug barons out of the country, that we will be free. Now, when you go to the international scene, Ghana will also be known as cocaine. You know, we have to do it patriotic and then smoke them out so that our future will be bright.
It's not the best way. It's not. It isn't supposed to be politicized at all. At all. Because I hear some of them were saying the other people were also take some a certain man, so they too NDC to have the same, which is wrong. It's not the best way at all.
Ghana's image is affected at the end of the day, and I think the worst thing that our politicians can do to us is to politicize it. It's not about MPP, it's not about NDC. I mean, history tells us that even, let's start from 1992 up to this point, every government has had its own fair share of cocaine issues. The most important thing is how we deal with it. Look at how it's alleged the lady in issue went to London with all the security at Ghana's airport, and how come she was able to go through. I don't think that it's the MPP or the NDC as political parties that manage security at the airport. Let's, as a nation, sit down and look at how best we are going to deal with it.
Welcome back. You're still watching JN Interactive, and your comments have been coming in thick and fast. Some are very, very interesting, by the way. I'm hoping that this thing will stop misbehaving, and then we'll do them together. Technology! That's what I'm doing here with you right now. We've already set the precursor, as we do, and we are asking cocaine and politics today. Ooh, fire, fire, fire. Who is to blame for Ghana's ongoing cocaine saga? And we are putting, because it's been politicized anyway, so we are putting it there to say the MPP and the NDC, you make your own choice. And Junior Laughs Camry begins with us today. He says, well, if I may go according to the post, I guess we're talking about Cleopatra of Africa. I don't know, who is Cleopatra of Africa? Well, the blame game would go on. Both NDC and MPP can exonerate themselves from narcotics. Anyway, you see, this is what I was talking about. I don't know what you're trying to say with this. Is it anyway? If it's anyway, just write anyway, because the letters are distilled. There are 6 anyway. Hello? So just type anyway, because you didn't make it any shorter than anyway could be in its original form. Junior Laughs Camry. Teacher Marian is warning you. Type anyway proper, okay? Anyway was in Parliament that day, and I was famished. Oh, wow. This, I don't think I can go through it today, so let me just move on to the next one. The next one that has proper writing, because I can't read this. It makes, you will jumble and jumble, so please understand when I ask you to write full hand, because we are also projecting it to people at home who are watching and also abroad. We type proper English, so please do that. Baba Musa Tamale says the politicization of the latest Nyale Amatefio or Ruby Erujemfi case should be blamed squarely on the Deputy Minority Leader, Honorable Dominic Nutiwo, and the MPP party. The conduct of the minority yesterday was so shameful and disgusting. Strong words there. Living Prince, government in Africa are short-term. Prince from Boko, thank you. Foster says MPP, you're just giving me one clear one. You think the MPP should be blamed. And this one is coming from Senam. Senam says both. Okay, you believe that both parties should be blamed for this. And Sharon says the worst government in living memory. Who is that? Newton Jeffer, the cocaine case, I believe it must be handled without the needless politics that is associated with the matter. I believe the time has come for the country that we must put the nation's affairs above any other personal affairs. And I couldn't agree with him on that one. Mohammed says, do you have to ask this again? The drug lords in this country are all MPP big men who finance the party as well. It's no bloody secret. Really? I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing. Oh my God. Okay. Revelation. And Living Prince says African politics, African leaders lack vision and are self-centered. Okay. Today's JN Interactive is very fire. Abdul says NDC and JM, you think they are to blame. Okay, Kennedy Asare Queen, the two are the same, but I'm in doomsology now, so I can't watch you today. Sorry. I'm sure you can cut the repeat much later. Hopefully, by the time night actually falls, you would get some lights and then watch the repeat. Benjamin says it's the MPP since the NDC took up from them. Oh Lord. Philomena says blame games must stop. I keep saying MPP and NDC got nothing to offer Ghanaians. Bunch of hypocrites. Whew. Mubarak says Ghana is really interesting. If 12.5 kilos is really as big as the Honorable Dominic shows, then JM can be stolen out of the country without anybody's notice. Really? How do you steal JM? He's a big man. The government's approach to the issue has led to the whole saga in such. I think that's what you're trying to say. Ghana's name must be changed before Nkrumah gets angry in his grave. OMG. More of your comments are coming in, but we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will check video of the day and perhaps what's trending. Don't go away. take our video of the day, and when we come back, we'll take some more of your comments that are trending on social media. Don't go away.
I now move to the presidential candidate of the NDC, the president, please.
Indeed, we are dealing with a situation already. Let me make a distinction between what Ghanaians call doomso, that is outages. We have two phenomena. We have load management, which used to be called load shedding, and we have outages. Load shedding is implemented when the amount of power is insufficient to meet the demand. Outages are the common occurrences that happen with overloaded transformers or blasted cables or something like that. So there are two differences. What we're going through currently is a load management or load shedding, if you prefer to call it that, created by an act of God. A ship's anchor broke the West African gas pipeline and knocked out 320 megawatts of our generation. And so it means that suddenly 320 megawatts is taken out of the system. And so at peak levels, our demand exceeds what we have currently. And so you have to spread the load so that it does not take out the system. That's what's going on. That would end by mid-November. The pipeline has been repaired, the seawater has been pumped out, the pipeline is being dried for transmission of gas to begin again. Now, what it means is that there's an imperative for us to develop our own gas resources, which we are doing. Gas from Ghana's oil fields is going to be on stream next year, and that should provide sufficient gas for us to power our thermal plants. We are putting in additional thermal generation to increase generation to ensure that load shedding becomes a thing of the past. And I have said as president, but that by the end of the first year of my next term in office, load shedding will be a thing of the past, because we're going to add 820 new megawatts of generation into our system.
So that's our president.
Sharp, 820 megawatts.
Yes.
Sharp.
Have you seen it somewhere?
Management and things and
I wonder if you've seen 820 megawatts running somewhere. Please call it.
I'll be laughing. Plenty. So I'm sorry.
An act of God. But how can God cause me to sleep in darkness? Today when I go home, I have a problem with God.
What you're facing is load management or load shedding?
Me, I know it's doomsology, so I don't understand all the technology.
Which one with big language is that? It's load shedding. Or load management.
I slept in darkness yesterday.
Or acts of God.
Acts of God. Okay. Yeah. Before we laugh, we are subduing the laughter. We'll laugh off air. But we have what's trending. Lord Kote's Corner. He has so much for you. Don't go away.
The cocaine bust, which happened in the UK some few days ago, is still trending. Now, the new twist to the story is that it has been politicized in our parliament. Can you imagine? And the reactions on Twitter is just overwhelming. Let's go check it out. NDC aired in tagging MPP cocaine party. Now, this is a statement Kuntu Blankson made. And this is a tweet from side 1K. Blaming cocaine saga on MPP is unfair. This is according to the editor-in-chief of the Crusading Guide, Kweku Bakon. And this is from Emmanuel. Ghana's MPP calls for enquiry after London cocaine bust. Cocaine scandal. Focus on substance, not politics. Ace Ankama tells government. And there's a post from First Digital TV. Politics of equalization. But the NDC has no moral rights to alienate themselves from this cocaine scandal. They did same as opposition. And this is a tweet coming from Ening Yeboah. See, I really think that it's about time we started tackling issues with the gravity with which they deserve and not politicize matters. This is my take, though, and I don't know what you think about it. This has been What's Trending. My name is Lord Kote. Over to you, Marion.
So,
Act of God, load management, load shedding. You know, you get the detailed explanation from, he was a presidential candidate at the time. But we're in a crisis, aren't we?
But at the time, he'd been president for some time before, hadn't he? Because of the unfortunate passing of President Mills, he'd been president before. So he was talking as both a president and a president-to-be.
But hey, we need long-term solutions to this energy.
But you see, when things are presented to you and you're talking about it, you talk about it with vim and confidence. Then when it comes to managing the management,
load management, then it becomes an act of God.
500 and something megawatts. I'm waiting to see.
My name is Stephen Enti.
If you find it anywhere, please tell me. My name is Marian Ture. Yes, that's why we drop the curtains on today.
Thanks for hanging out.
Load management. Enjoy our programs.
Good evening.
Bye.
Joy News Interactive was brought to you in association with
Surfline. It's about time.